Hey everyone, it's Jaclyn Wallach and we are doing Mindful Monday today, March 13th, 2017. And so I know there's been a few changes today in terms of timing. So if you're not watching this live, that's perfectly fine. If you are able to join live, that's awesome too. And you may notice that we're in a slightly different spot. So, sometimes we don't always come back to our mindfulness practice in the exact same place every day in terms of location, but we're always coming home back to ourselves. So I hope you like this picture behind me. Beautiful. So with that being said, I feel like we're going to keep it a little bit shorter today. Normally we go about 20 minutes. I have a feeling this will be closer to about 15 minutes today, maybe less. And hey Ellen, it's so nice to see you. I'm so glad you can join today. Awesome. So today we're going to be doing a meditation on body and sound. And one of the things I felt like I wanted to talk to you about sound is, well, one of the things is that a lot of times in a meditation practice, especially at the beginning, we can feel really frustrated by sounds that are happening around us. We can get really frustrated with the little noises that are happening, and it's like, oh my God, I just want to sit. I want there to be quiet. Leave me the F alone, right? So when we begin, though, to tune into sound and the noise that's going on around us or the situation that's going on around us, we can begin to kind of change our relationship a little bit with the sound around us. And in the long run, when we begin to change our relationship with something that we don't necessarily cause, right? Because sometimes we can get really, really frustrated with something else that's going on. We tend to get really pissed off or frustrated at it, and we have no control over it. So when we do this kind of sound meditation, we're actually practicing being able to listen to things that are happening outside of our control. We're able to listen to what's actually happening around us and slow down a little bit and see how we are experiencing what's going on around us. And I felt like sound was like a really good place to start, right? Because sometimes, there are other people who are in our lives or people who we come in contact with, and maybe they're running late and we're like, oh my God, like they ran late. I'm so frustrated right now. How could they? Or, the kids are running around and you're like, oh, shut up, right? But you still love them anyway. Or just things aren't going your way. And so the thing that's really beautiful about a sound meditation, before we dive in, I promise we're going to dive in soon, is that it really gives you a chance to be still for a moment and to really experience what it's like to have sound around you. And there's no, interaction in terms of you with another person. So it's like a really great place to start in terms of how are we internally reacting to our circumstances. I guess that's the best way to explain it. And if you guys have any questions about what that is before I get started or even after the practice, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so wonderful. All right, so wherever you are, you could be sitting, you could be lying down. I like to sit down. And again, like I've talked about in the weeks before, the best way for me that I really enjoy doing my practice is I like to have something behind me. Excuse me, I'm going to go shut off the ringer of my phone. Sometimes things happen, right? Okay. Hi! All right, I'm back. And so, sometimes sounds happen and things happen and you just have to sometimes react or respond to them. Okay, so let's get back to our practice. All right. So wherever you are right now, whether you're sitting or lying down, that's perfectly fine. And as I was saying before, What I really like to do is for me, my practice is either to sit in a chair or to sit on the floor. And I usually like to have something behind me, only because it allows me to relax, but without A, falling asleep, or B, trying to strain my back. We never want to try to force ourselves to feel anything too harsh. So the best posture, as we talk about in a mindful practice, is they call it relaxed yet alert. So if you can find a place where you can come to the edge of your seat, have something behind you, both are fine, or if you prefer to lie down, that's fine too. Okay. And so if you've joined us before for our mindfulness practice, we actually do start with sound. So wherever you are, I invite you to close your eyes. Just begin to settle in with wherever it is you are. And just notice if your body is feeling a little buzzy or pulsy or feeling light and calm. And just noticing your body exactly as it is. And see if you can tune into any sensations that are present in your body right now. So maybe that means you're feeling heaviness or lightness, pressure or weight. Just notice your body as it is right now. Maybe you're feeling some vibration, warmth, coolness. And take a deep breath in. And exhale out. And as you breathe, intentionally relax any area of your body that's feeling tight. Doesn't mean to push it or force it to relax, but use the breath to gently release. Now I invite you to let go of the body's sensations. And as we begin to focus on sound, we begin with the sound of the bell. And as we begin to listen to the sound of the bell, what I invite you to do, I will ring the bell and see how long, with your eyes still closed, you can focus on the sound of the bell until all the sound has dissipated. And if your mind begins to wander, I invite you to gently acknowledge that and say, okay, thinking, and return back to the sound of the bell. See how long the sound of the bell lasts. Here we go. As you turn your attention from the sound of the bell back to the breath, I invite you now to use that breath to now bring your awareness to the sounds around you. So first maybe notice some sounds that are really distinctive to you, some really loud sounds that you might be hearing around you. Notice how some of the sounds are coming and some of the sounds are going. And notice how there are some sounds that are more subtle, more quiet, like maybe the sound of the breath or the sound of a distant car. And with that, also begin to notice some sounds that are further away from you. Again, notice these sounds coming and these sounds going. And our tendency a lot of the times is for our mind to want to make up a story about the sound and give it meaning. Maybe even labeling it as a good sound or a bad sound, an annoying sound, a beautiful sound, a pleasant sound. Maybe you hear a siren in the distance and you say, oh, there must be an emergency. Or we have a reaction to it like I like it or I don't like it. But see if instead you can simply listen to the sound. And if at any time the sound becomes too much for you or this feels really, it makes you feel just discomfort of any sort, you can always return to the breath, the breathing, or the sound of the breath itself. And notice how the sounds around you are coming and going, maybe getting louder, getting softer. And listen to the sound with curiosity. Listen to the sound with interest. And if you do begin to notice that you are starting to create a story around the sound or labeling it as something that you like or don't like, just become interested in the fact that those are the thoughts that are appearing in your mind. Become curious about them, observe them, acknowledge them, and then return to the sound. Notice if your mind is rushing to all the to-dos you have for the rest of today. Then return back to the sounds. Maybe even start noticing the quiet between the sounds. And now once again, just become aware of your body if it's sitting or it's lying down. Become aware if your body is feeling lighter or heavier. Just notice any sensations that are obvious to you in this moment. And then become aware of your breath. Begin to soften. When you are ready, begin to make slight movements in the body. And in your own time, gently blink your eyes open, bringing in the light of the room. Wonderful. So that was a little bit different than the way we might normally do some of the mindfulness meditations, which are often focused on the body itself or the breathing. But this is something that I like to meditate on from time to time. It takes us out of our bodies a little bit to the point where we can experience more of our world in the present, which is something that's, for me, I feel like that's a gift. I feel like sometimes even myself, like I can tend to rush through things. And actually I was talking to someone this morning and I had said, I can't wait for today to be over because I have so much to do. And then I actually took a moment to start listening to the sounds around me, and it allowed me to slow down a little bit and to just really begin enjoying today a little bit more. And I'm really feeling a lot more grounded today. So I hope that this also gives you the gift of focusing on sound and being able to take in the world around you a bit more in the present moment. Oh, thank you, Ellen. I'm so glad you can join us today for the meditation. It makes me so happy. I'm so happy I could do it with you too and guide you through it. So if you guys have any questions about the sound meditation, I'd be happy to answer it. Again, this is something you guys can come back to again and again. And if you're joining us just now, I'm going to be posting this momentarily. And actually also, I've started posting all of the Mindful Monday videos on my YouTube channel. And I posted it on this page and then also on the business page that I have. It's just Jaclyn Wallach also. So you can search for it. And you can find all of our meditations that we've done so far since January. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go get ready for the rest of the day. And every time I do this, and I say this every week, but I'm gonna say it again, I always just feel so grounded. I feel like I'm connected with you, with all of you, even though like we're here virtually. I can't actually see you. You can see me, but I can't see you. But it allows me to also kind of ground into the day with you, into the week with you, and it's just always such a pleasure. So I will see you guys next week for Mindful Monday, and that again will start again at 7 p.m. I know not everyone can make that time, so again, I always post these things right after I record them, so you can always come back to them and you can type away, and I will answer any questions or respond back to you. Even if you're not watching this live, if you type, or like or something. Okay. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. Happy Monday. Bye.